Cynthia Lennon's life story is one of love, pain, and resilience. Known primarily as the first wife of John Lennon, one of the most iconic figures in music history, Cynthia's journey was far more complex than her public image as the quiet, supportive spouse of a Beatle. Her marriage to John Lennon was marked by intense highs and devastating lows, characterized by emotional turmoil, betrayal, and abuse. Cynthia Powell was born in Blackpool, England, on September 10, 1939, and grew up in a working-class family. She attended the Liverpool College of Art, where she met John Lennon in 1957. John, with his rebellious attitude and creative flair, was immediately attracted to Cynthia's gentle and caring nature. Despite their differences, Cynthia being quiet and reserved, John outspoken and often abrasive, the two quickly fell in love. Their relationship, however, was far from easy. John's temper was unpredictable, and he could be possessive and jealous. One early incident of violence occurred when John slapped Cynthia in a fit of jealousy after seeing her dance with another man. Though shaken, Cynthia forgave him, attributing his behavior to his insecurities. In 1962, when Cynthia discovered she was pregnant, John proposed, and they married on August 23rd of that year. Their son, Julian Lennon, was born in April 1963, just as the Beatles were beginning to achieve international fame. Cynthia's life quickly changed as John and the Beatles skyrocketed to stardom. The band's manager, Brian Epstein, insisted on keeping John's marriage a secret to maintain the group's appeal to young female fans. This secrecy forced Cynthia into the background, where she lived a largely isolated life, raising Julian while John toured the world. As the Beatles became global superstars, John's behavior became more erratic. He began experimenting with drugs and was often distant and emotionally unavailable. The pressures of fame, coupled with John's growing involvement in the counterculture of the 1960s, strained their marriage further. John's emotional and sometimes physical abuse took a toll on Cynthia. He could be verbally cruel and dismissive, often leaving her feeling lonely and unsupported. Despite this, Cynthia remained devoted to John, hoping that he would change and that their love could survive the pressures of his fame. In 1968, Cynthia's world was shattered when she discovered John's affair with Japanese artist Yoko Ono. Returning home from a trip, she found Yoko at their home, a clear sign that her marriage was over. John's cold and indifferent attitude towards Cynthia during this time was deeply painful. Despite her efforts to save their relationship, it was clear that John had moved on. The couple divorced in November 1968, with Cynthia receiving custody of Julian. The divorce marked the end of a turbulent chapter in her life, but the emotional scars remained. John's relationship with Yoko quickly became public, and he showed little interest in maintaining a relationship with Cynthia or Julian. Following the divorce, Cynthia faced the challenge of rebuilding her life as a single mother. Although she received a settlement from the divorce, it was modest compared to John's growing wealth. Cynthia remarried twice, first to Roberto Bassanini in 1970 and later to John Twist in 1976, but both marriages ended in divorce. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, Cynthia largely stayed out of the spotlight, focusing on raising Julian and creating a stable life for him. However, the shadow of her marriage to John Lennon continued to loom over her life. In 1978, Cynthia published her first memoir, A Twist of Lennon, in which she shared anecdotes from her life with John, but refrained from delving too deeply into the more painful aspects of their relationship. It wasn't until the release of her 2005 memoir, John, that Cynthia candidly discussed the emotional and physical abuse she endured during her marriage. In this book, she provided a balanced view of John, acknowledging both his brilliance and his flaws. Cynthia Lennon passed away on April 1, 2015, after a brief battle with cancer. Her life story is a poignant reminder of the personal sacrifices and struggles that often accompany relationships with public figures. While John Lennon is celebrated as a musical genius and cultural icon, Cynthia's story sheds light on the darker aspects of his personality and the toll that fame and fortune can take on personal relationships. Cynthia's legacy is one of quiet strength and resilience. Despite the abuse and betrayal she suffered, she remained dedicated to raising her son, Julian, and eventually found the courage to share her story with the world. Her honesty about her experiences has resonated with many, offering a voice to those who have faced similar challenges. Cynthia's life was far more than just a footnote in the story of the Beatles. It was a testament to the endurance of the human spirit, the complexities of love, and the importance of finding one's voice amid adversity.